to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I will be bringing you two eye looks with the Nomad Cosmetics Fire and Ice Iceland palette. This is my last Nomad palette in my collection to create two looks with, and I've had a ball putting two looks together with all of my Nomad palettes. It's been really fun. And this color story is absolutely stunning. I will admit that when this was first released, I was not going to get this palette because I felt like the color story was too strange and I didn't think I had the right skill set to play with this palette. But my best friend and sister Steph, she sent this to me because this is her favorite Nomad palette, I'm pretty sure, still, I think. And she's like, I want you to fall in love with this palette as much as I have. And I'm like, okay. So when I first started playing with it, I was intimidated, but the more I played with it, I just fell in love with this color story and with the formulation of the shades in here. Stunning. One of my favorite Nomad Cosmetics palettes. And what I really want to do in this first look today is really focus on the fire and ice aspect of this palette. So I'm going to be using these two mattes. This matte here, I'll go into the shade names as I'm applying them. And then I think I'm also going to be using this shimmer and this shimmer is my plan for now. That might change, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, just really wanting to create a fire and ice look with this. I've never done anything like this before with this palette, but I'm really excited to see if I can do it. Now, both of my brows are done, and I will go off camera and prime this eyelid in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01, BRB. Alrighty, so this eyelid is now primed. I will go into this shade first, and I think it's called Muspelheim, and put that in my creasy transitioning area. You know, whatever you want to call it. Oh boy. Okay, so let's get started here. I am really excited to see if I can actually do this with this palette, because typically what I do is focus on like the same color family, like the blues or the, I don't know. I just don't usually get this creative with this palette. Not that this is super creative. I'm just saying, you know, this is not something I've ever done before with this palette. And I don't know that this palette is still available. I think they stopped, or maybe they're still selling it. I don't know. I think they're going to discontinue it though, if it hasn't been discontinued already, which I think it has been, which is a bummer because this is a gorgeous palette. And, you know, I do know a handful of folks that didn't get it. And, you know, or maybe they did get it when it was on sale, because this palette and the Tokyo Harajuku were both on sale because they're getting ready to not make them anymore. What is going on outside? It sounds like we have like a lawnmower duel going on outside. It's pitch black outside. Like what's going on? Anyway, keep going. It'll be fine. Ugh. I'll be glad when it gets a little bit warmer outside so that I can actually have the air conditioner on and have it make sense. I don't know. That's the one thing about getting older and being hormonal, menopausal, is that me anyway, I can't generalize this, but I am always hot. I'm either hot or I'm freezing. There's no in between, ever. And then typically when I'm freezing, I will bundle myself up and then get so hot I can't stand myself. And if I'm hot and try to cool myself off, then I get so cold, I'm a shivering idiot. So I'm telling you, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. This is a beautiful shade. It's kind of like a tomato red, I would say. Well, more orangey, but still kind of tomatoey too, right? I think I'm done with that shade. I think it looks really nice. So I do want to blend this edge out with this shade right here, and I believe it's called Hecla. So a really cool thing happened this past weekend. My son and his girlfriend went and stayed with my daughter and her husband and my grandson. So that was really fun. My son had never been down to their new place where they live because they moved in August, yeah. And so he just hadn't had time to really go down there and see them and spend time with them. And he absolutely loves his nephew. I think I'm gonna have to go shut the window. Hang tight. I turned my little fan on that Janny Boo got me. Hopefully that keeps me cool enough, but I don't know. Something really bizarre is going on outside. Anyway, so Braden went down and saw Sydney and Chase and Baby. and just had a wonderful time. And, you know, Braden's a bigger guy, right? He's a bigger guy, very physical, and Wesley is super physical. So Wesley just had a blast with his uncle because Braden's running around with him and, you know, throwing him around and just, you know, had a great time. Kind of rough and tumble, so that was wonderful. And I got a bunch of pictures and little videos of them all together, and Wesley and Braden and Wesley and Ella, and it was just wonderful. So fun. Grandpa and I were a little jealous that we weren't down there, but we'll go down there again soon. Absolutely, because we just miss him so much. And of course I miss my daughter and her husband, of course, but you know, I will say that Wesley gets most of the attention when we go down there because, of course, we love to spend time with him. And we always basically force them to go out like on a date so that we can just have him, just Grandpa and I. It's so fun. I love how these two shades are working together. They're beautiful. Very sunsetty to me, or sunrisey, sunsetty, sunrisey. You know, I love it. So now I'm going to go into this shade here and put that in my outer V. This might look really strange, but I'm going for it. And this is called Niflheim, I think. I think. Okay. I will admit I was a little irritated with Nomad because they kind of changed up their PR program. I've never gotten PR from Nomad. Nomad doesn't even know I exist. But Jan and Shawnee both. Ooh, that's pretty. Although I think, well, no, it's okay. I thought I had a bunch of fallout, but I don't. Jan and Shawnee both were getting PR from Nomad, and they aren't anymore. And so I was like, huh. Because, you know, I love my friends, and both Jan and Shawnee are huge Nomad fans, especially Jan. I mean, Jan is a Nomad fanatic, you know, and so why wouldn't you want to continue to give PR to folks that are huge fans and support the brand? And, you know, just seemed kind of strange. And then, I don't know, they kind of give PR to folks that maybe aren't as biggest supporters of Nomad and have said some kind of, well, not kind of, pretty negative things about Nomad behind the scenes. And they're still getting PR. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of strange. But, you know, I wasn't going to continue to do my Nomad palette videos. And after talking to Jan and Shawnee, I was like, okay, I'll continue. Because I really do love this brand, and I love their palettes, obviously. But that kind of irritated me, honestly. Really irritated me. Because I just thought, why would you not continue to give them PR? Anyway, yeah, that's looking a little weird. So I'm going to go back in with Muspelheim and just kind of, I don't know, chill that edge out a little bit if I can. I don't want to turn it purple, though. That's the thing. And it's not really doing that, so that's good. I'm just going to try to, like, make that look a little softer, maybe, or just a little bit nicer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. I may not be able to. And, you know, I really did debate on getting the Ireland palette because it's gorgeous. But, I mean, man, I've got so many green palettes. I don't need another one. And I know it's not just all green, but it's, you know, there's a lot of green in it. And, I thought about actually doing a video where I would dupe the shades, like, you know, not necessarily create an eye look, but like look through my palettes and find like dupe shades for the shades that are in the Nomad palette. And I haven't done that. And I kind of feel like it's old news now. You know, if you don't get on something right away on this platform, it's like you might as well just forget about it. Although I don't really care about that because I use older makeup all the time. But, you know, I just feel like that might not be exciting to anybody now. Maybe it would be. I don't know. If you guys want to see me do that, let me know. And I can do that for sure. Because I mean, I know I have all the shades in my collection elsewhere. I don't need to get the palette. Not that that ever really stops me from getting a palette anyway. It's like, I don't know. I know some people are like, I would never have a dupe palette in my collection. I'm like, well, I would. Because it might not be exactly the same. And even if it is, oh, well. I like it. I don't know that I love it. I don't know. I might continue to mess around with that. But for now, I'm going to leave it like this. So what I want to do now is I want to put this shade here called Hell, I think it is. Let me grab my glasses. I think it's H-E-L. Is that right? Yeah, H-E-L. I'm not exactly sure if that's pronounced Hell, but so now I need to grab a brush for that too. And then I was hoping my son would stop by and see me on his way home because he has to pass well, not he does. He has to pass through the town that I live in to get home. And he didn't do that. So I was a little annoyed. But, you know, I understand. I mean, he's got a life to live. And he had homework. And, you know, he has a job. And, you know, he's just busy all the time. So it just stinks when your kids get older and they just don't have the time for you that they used to have, you know. I can remember when I was working in the dental field, the dentist that I work for had kiddos. And they were like, well, in their teens, you know, high school. And my kids were littler, and he said, just wait until they get their licenses and stuff like that. They're gone. You just don't ever see them anymore. And I'm like, oh, my kids would never do that. My kids are always going to want to hang out with me. No. As soon as they got their licenses and cars and stuff, they're like, I'm out. See you later. I hardly saw them anymore. And, you know, they were busy with school activities and stuff and friends and boyfriends, girlfriends, that whole thing. So, you know, I understood, but it was weird. I remember feeling really sad about it, like feeling like, where are my kids? Okay, I am going to actually go in with my finger because that brush is not really doing what I want it to do. Alrighty, that's a little better, I think. And this edge is going to look funky, I think, but I'm going to mess with that later again too. We'll see if I can get that to look a little nicer. I like this. This is looking pretty murky and muddy, but it's okay. Keep going. So now I'm going to go to the shade here, and this one is called River Glacier, and put that towards the front of the lid. And you know, you want your kids to be able to function out in the real world and, you know, go out and do the fun stuff and, you know, live and experience things, of course. But it is weird to not have, oh yeah, that's pretty. It's weird to not have them here anymore. You know, it is really weird. But there's also some wonderful things about it too, because, you know, I can do whatever I want now. Not that I couldn't do whatever I wanted, but I just have a lot more free time to, you know, do stuff like this. So, and this has been, my channel has been a really crucial part of me kind of like getting over my kids not being here. You know, it's been really helpful to have something else to focus on, something else to like really just keep my mind occupied, so I don't get too down in the dumps about it. I will say that I don't miss the like weird schedules sometimes my kids would have, and like not knowing if they were going to be home for dinner, stuff like that. I'm going to go back into hell and put that right here. That got old. That really got old, because I was like, you know, oh yeah, I'll be home for dinner, and then I'd get a text, actually I'm going to dibba-dibba-doo. Like, you guys. But honestly, I would take that again, just to have him here. I really would. Just hard. Sucks. Okay, actually, I don't really like how this part looks. I need to put some more right there. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So now what I want to do is go back into Niflheim, I think, and put that towards the outer V again, just to add. Oh yeah, okay, great. I wasn't sure if I could get the edge of that shimmer to not look so wonky, but I think this is gonna work. Yeah, this is a very unique look, very different than I've ever done. I've never done, like I said, I've never done this before with this palette, but I really wanted to try something, I don't know, just different. And really show the fire and ice aspect of it, of course, since that's what the title of the palette is. Okay, so I think I'm done. I could continue to mess with this edge here forever, and I don't know that I'm ever gonna get it any better than that. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna go off camera, of course, clean this up because I do have some fallout, do my other eye, the rest of my face. I will be back. So this, of course, is finished look number 1. And I do like this look. It's very different than anything I've ever done before with this palette, and that's what I was wanting to do today. The dark blue matte shade, though, I don't know. I just didn't get it to blend in as well as I wanted to with that reddish orange matte shade. So it's just going to take me a hot minute to get used to this look today. I'm going to show you the palette again before moving on to look number 2, but let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. On my lips, I used a lippy from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. This is in the shade number 62. I just thought the red vibrancy of this shade would look nice with my eye look. I keep getting it on my teeth, but it's a beautiful lip shade, Really nice formula, feels really nice on my lips, and thrilled that the brand owner threw this into my last order. Wonderful. For my upper lid liner, I use the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Felt Tip Liner in black. Not putting anything in my lower waterlines for a while. I'm not sure that I'll ever do that again, which really bums me out because I love how that looks. But my eyes just feel so much better without any product in my lower waterlines. But this, of course, you guys know I've used this a million times. I love it. And then, of course, for my mascara, I'm still using the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effects Mascara. I love this. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. Nomad Cosmetics Fire and Ice Iceland palette. Love these two matte shades. Very fiery, beautiful, very pigmented and blendable. And I really do like this shade too. It's just, to me, it's looking funky with these two mattes. And, you know, I've wanted to try this look with these shades for quite some time. Finally got brave enough to do it. It's just going to take me a while to get used to it. I know I've already said that, but it is. I don't know. I just think my skill set is not where it needs to be in order to put these three shades together and have it look dynamite. It looks okay, but not dynamite, I don't think. And then love the shimmer shades that I used. These two are gorgeous. I kind of also wish that maybe I had avoided using this today and just used that, maybe. But it is, I think I did a good job putting fire and ice together for this eye look. And then on my lower lash lines, I put this shade towards the outer part, this in the middle, and this towards the front of my lower lash lines. And then I also put the shade as my inner corner shade. So yeah, I mean, it's fun. It was fun to put this look together, very fun. And I loved how everything worked. I just don't know exactly how I feel about this look quite yet. So now that I'm done gibby gabbing, let's move on to look number 2. So look number 2 with the Nomad Cosmetics Fire and Ice Iceland palette. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. I've gone back and forth as to what I wanted to do, but I think I know. So let me put my glasses on so I can read the shade names. So for this look, I'm going to be using this shade here called Njord, Njord. And then I'm also going to use this one here called Dark Castles. I'm going to use Gallows Lava, Valkyries, and Northern Lights for this look. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And I might even throw some of this, which is called Frigg, on as well. I don't know, God's Waterfall is beautiful too, and I really love this shade, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by using this shade right here, Njord, in my transition area. I do have both brows done, and this eyelid, of course, is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. Alrighty, yes, now wait, hold on. Let me make sure this gets a little creasy. So I'm gonna make sure the creases are all gone. Okay, I'm good now. Alrighty. So actually, when I got up this morning, my husband was watching a movie. His work shift has changed, and it was called The Iron Claw, and it has Zac Efron in it, and I think his name is Jeremy Allen, right? He's in the show The Bear. Have you guys ever watched The Bear? That's a really good show. We were watching that, and then for whatever reason, stopped watching it. I don't know. I think because the Walking Dead spinoffs had started, but we need to go back and finish watching The Bear. My daughter had recommended we watch that, and it's really a good show. Anyway, so this movie, The Iron Claw, is based on the Von Erich family, and they were all, well, not all of them, but the majority of them were professional wrestlers or wrestlers. There is the dad, the Von Erich dad, who I believe was a wrestler back in the day. And then he has, like, what, 5 sons, I think is what it is. Zac Efron plays one of the sons, and they're all wrestling too. And it's just, I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty emotional movie because there's a lot of stuff going on in the movie that's pretty heavy, but very well acted on Zac Efron's part. I felt like he's not one of my favorites usually. He was in that movie about Ted Bundy, and that, I don't know. That movie just really kind of pissed me off, to be honest, because they almost made Ted Bundy look like this, like rock star or something. And no, he was not. He was an absolute monster. So that kind of frustrated me a little bit. Did I even watch that whole movie? I think I stopped watching it because I just was like, I can't do this. I can't watch Zac Efron portray Ted Bundy in a way that makes him look like this, like, you know, rock star. No, thank you. And, you know, I obviously am doing my true crime videos from Oregon, and I'm not going to cover Ted Bundy because I feel like he's gotten enough coverage, and I don't know, I just can't stomach doing that. So I won't be covering Ted Bundy in any of my true crime videos. Absolutely not. That is gorgeous, very pigmented. I love it, but I do want to make it a little lighter around the outside edge. So I am going to go into Frig and just put that, a little bit of that around the outside of that. But yeah, if you guys have not seen Iron Claw, I would say it's worth watching for sure. You know, there's some tough subject matter in it, but it is a really well done movie, I felt like. Family drama, I would say, primarily, is how I would categorize it. And I feel like that right there is not blending very well. You know what, let me switch brushes. That brush is not really cutting it for me. I'll use this one. This one's a good brush. I have so many just random brushes in my collection that I like came in different sets from like BoxyCharm or Ipsy or I don't know what. Or, you know, people have sent me brush sets. My daughter's given me some brushes. So I just have a lot of very random brushes in my collection. My favorites, though, are the Reffers that Jan sent me. I do have those around here. I've got to organize my brushes better, you guys. I have brushes just haphazardly placed all over my desk. I mean, they're in containers and stuff, but they're not very organized. And so then sometimes I don't know where my brushes are. I mean, I can see them. They're right here, but like where is a specific brush? I don't know. Okay, so I feel like that looks awesome. It blended out really nicely. So now I want to deepen up the outer V. I'm going to go into this shade here called Dark Castles. Put that right there. And I was chatting with Jan and Shawnee this morning via text. And apparently Nomad is doing away with the Hudson Valley palette, which I don't have that. And that is Jan and Shawnee's Meet Cute palette. They met through that palette. I think Jan had done a video with Hudson Valley, is that right? And Shawnee watched it, and that's how they got connected initially. It's so cute. And it's a palette that I, you know, really considered getting initially, and then I felt like, well, I kind of have those shades in other palettes. Do I really need it? But, you know, now when I'm hearing that it's going to be gone, I'm like, should I get it? So I don't know, I might get the Hudson Valley. I'm thinking if it's going away, they'll probably put it on a sale. I don't know. I have not been on the Nomad Cosmetics website in a hot minute. So I'll have to go check that out. But I'm seriously considering getting the Hudson Valley palette. I don't know. I really don't need it. I mean, nobody needs a palette, but you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm going to go back into Njord with this brush and just kind of blend the edge of that out a little bit. I do have a palette coming to me also from a brand called Titanium Foxes, which is a newer indie brand that I've just discovered through Instagram. And really excited to get that. Okay, I think that's blended okay for now. I might mess around with that a little bit more because it just doesn't seem like it's quite blended enough, but I could sit here for 3 days and do that. So now I'm going to go into the shade here called, what was it, Gallows Lava, and put that right there. And this is a shade, I'm pretty sure I have used this before, but maybe one other time. So ooh, look at that. It's very like pewter, kind of silvery, charcoaly mixture. Okay, so let's put this right here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it's kind of even got some green in it too. That's cool. Yeah, that's really pretty. I like that. I just wanted some nice depth in the outer corner today, you know? I was gonna just do like an all shimmer look and use these 3 shimmers together, but I don't know, I swatched them and I was like, I mean, I could do that, but I just thought, yeah, let's maybe do something different than that. That is gorgeous. I love it. So now I want to put this shade here called, what was it again? Valkyries, right there in the middle. Use one of my Temu brushes. Okay. This shade I have used before, and it's absolutely stunning. Ooh, it's got kind of a duochrome effect to it. It's like purpley blue. Purpley blue. Okay, here we go. Put this right here. Ooh, yeah. That is stunning. Beautiful. Yeah, I really like that a lot. I'm kind of I try to get these kind of on a diagonal, but inevitably I don't do a very good job of that. Just not the greatest at angling the brush correctly, I guess. So, I don't know. And I'm sure I will go over these with my finger too, just to smush them together a little bit better. I think I will go into, let's go into Valkyries with my finger and just kind of smush that a little bit better. Oh, and just to give you a little update about the Walking Dead spinoff that we were watching, The Ones Who Live, it ended really good. It really did. I was like, yes. So I can understand now why they just did the 6 episodes. They're not going to be doing any more, I don't think. But yeah, it ended really good. I was in tears. It was wonderful. I think my husband even got a little choked up. It was really good. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the shade here called Northern Lights and put that towards the front. This is a funky color look, but I don't care. I just want to use this very small brush to do that. Okay. Just a little teeny brush. Yeah. Alrighty, spray that baby. And then let's put this right here. Ooh, yeah. That is gorgeous. I will say I think this green shimmer is my favorite out of the palette. I love to use it. I just think it's so beautiful, and I don't know, I love greens, so yeah, this is really nice. I love it. I'm taking this up over into the blue just a little bit, kind of over the top of the blue right here. That's what I love about this brush, is because it's small enough where you can make it like more precise, I guess. Is that the right word? So I do, though, want to grab my Refer brush again and go back into this, the Dark Castle shade, and just add a little bit of that back out here. Make the shimmer look a little bit nicer. Deepen up the outer V nice and good here. I think I'm pretty much done. I might blend just a little bit more of that because it looks a little bit, I'm struggling with the different shades in the outer V in these two looks, you know, just making sure it's blended enough. So I'm gonna go off camera, clean this up, do my other eye, my face. I'll come back. So this is finished look number 2 and my final look for this video. And I love how this look turned out too, really do. I think out of the 2 that I created, I think I might like this one better, but I really loved putting both looks together. And what was really fun is to create looks with the palette using shade combinations that I had never put together before. That was super fun. That's something I'm trying to challenge myself to do with palettes now, is to create looks with different shadow combinations than what I would normally put together. So I will show you the palette again, kind of give you my final thoughts and feelings about it, but let me show you just a few things I threw on my face for this finished look. On my lips, I used a lippy from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, and this is in the shade number 59. The brand owner sent me 3 of these, and I'm just loving them. They're more glossy, but they don't feel gooey or sticky, and they last actually really well throughout the day. And I love dark brown lippies. I just do. And I do feel like as I'm aging that dark lip shades don't always look the greatest on me, but I will always choose a dark brown lippy. I will. I mean, not in every single look, but I just love this tone. It's beautiful. And then for my upper lid liner, I use the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Felt Tip Liner in black. And then for my mascara, I use the Makeup Mecca Banger Mascara, which is one of my favorite mascaras in my collection. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, Nomad Cosmetics Fire and Ice Iceland palette. You know, I'm really happy that I got over my fear of this color story. I was very intimidated by this palette when it was first released, and thrilled that Steph sent this to me, and I'm just really enjoying playing with it. You know, every single time I've put a look together with this palette, I've really enjoyed the look, and I've really enjoyed the shadows. And I really feel that all of the mattes in here that I used for my look today, did I use all of the mattes in this video? Yeah, I did. I didn't use this one. But everything worked so well. Blendable and pigmented and just gorgeous. I mean, the mattes kind of blend themselves. And I will say that this shade in my first look, I don't know that it looked the greatest, but that has nothing to do with the shade. It has to do with the fact that I'm just not the best blender in the world. And sometimes using very different shades together is a challenge for me, but I'm just working through that and trying to get better at it. And the shimmers in here are so amazing. That opaque, buttery, thick, just easy to apply, stays put right where you put them. You don't have to use glitter glue if you don't want to. I don't feel like, you know, I don't ever use that because it makes my shimmers crease like crazy. But you know, I don't have to do anything super special or out of the norm to get these shades to work really well for me. And I had so much fun putting these looks together and just thrilled to have this palette in my collection. I'm thrilled to have all the Nomad palettes that I have in my collection. They're just fun. This was a really fun series to do, doing 2 looks with each one of my Nomad palettes. I had a blast. And next up, I'm going to be doing 2 looks with all of my Ladybug Glow eyeshadow palette. So that's going to be really fun. I do have a couple of, one new palette coming to me that I'm going to film with first before I get into my Ladybug Glow series. And then I do want to do another look with the Mandy makeup palette too. That'll be really fun. So let me know in the comment section which look you like the best. Look number 1, look number 2. Let me know if you have this palette and what you think of it and what shade combinations that you like to put together. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.